Hi everybody. Welcome back to a shorter version of the breathwork video that I have put up earlier. This is strictly an audio recording. We're going to work a little bit on connecting to our breath to connect to the pelvic floor so that whether you're working on a lengthening or strengthening program, you can really feel connected to the musculature. The first thing you should do is find yourself a nice comfortable seat or lying down, whichever feels right to you. Once you're able to do that, I want you to put your hands on your belly and you're going to take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe in, your belly is going to expand outwards. And when you breathe out, your belly is going to return to its normal shape and position. So let's give that a try. You're going to breathe in through your nose and blow out through your mouth. Great. So as you do that, when you breathe in, your belly should expand into your hands, and when you breathe out, it should come back to its natural position. I want you to do that several times. You can pause this video at any time and just listen and feel what's going on in your body. So listen to what your breath is telling you, listen to what your muscles are telling you. What you're eventually going to feel with this belly breath is that you're going to feel this lengthening or bulging down sensation of the perineum and a kind of relaxation of it when you breathe out. So with the breath in, you are going to feel a downward movement, and with the breath out, you're just going to feel a return to the natural position. So go ahead and pause the video and practice it a few times. 8 to 10 times is ideal, and then hit play again and we'll move on to the next session. So the next session, now that you have got the belly breath down, is to visualize your sits bones. And your sits bones are those two bony prominences under your butt when you're sitting down. It may be a little harder to feel them if you are lying down, so I do recommend that you try this sitting up a few times, and once you get really comfortable with it, then you can kind of do it in any position. If you are really unsure where those sits bones are, just put your hands under your butt until you feel that nice bony prominence. That is going to tell you where you need to be. What you're going to do is visualize those two bones, and as you take that nice deep belly breath in, you are going to imagine that those bones are moving away from each other laterally, left to right. When you breathe out, then your belly comes back to center. You're going to imagine those bones coming back to their normal position. Of course, this is just a visualization, so you are not actually going to be moving your bones. But what you will feel is the lateral movement of your pelvic floor muscles over time. So take a nice deep breath in, let your belly expand, visualize those sits bones moving away from each other, breathe out, and visualize them coming back together. So go ahead, hit pause, practice that 8 to 10 times, and come back, and we'll add on. The third step of this breathing exercise is a visualization that involves your tailbone. So what I would like you to do is take a nice deep belly breath in and imagine your sits bones moving side to side. And as you imagine that, you're going to visualize your tailbone moving towards the wall behind you if you're seated. If you're lying down, you're going to imagine it pressing down into the mattress or the floor, or wherever you happen to be lying down. The movement of the tailbone is going to give you more of a sensation of the muscles in the sagittal plane of your pelvic floor. So go ahead, practice that 8 to 10 times. You're going to breathe in, your belly's going to expand, your sits bones are going to widen apart, and your tailbone is going to move back. You're going to breathe out, and all of those are going to be visualized coming back to center. Go ahead and pause the video and work on this as long as you need to. Sometimes when you get to this third spot, it takes a lot of time and you may not come back to this video for several days, and that's okay. Just keep practicing. Now that you're back and ready for the fourth and final part of this breathing exercise, this part of the exercise is really important for helping us understand where the sphincters are in our pelvic floor. So we're talking about our urethral sphincter, our vaginal opening, and our anal sphincter. And this is really important for continence and urgency. just being able to contract and release these muscles. So in order to do that, we're going to take this threefold breath that we've already worked on, and we're going to add the fourth and final component, which is the visualization of your labia. Your labia are the folds of skin or the lips that surround the vagina and all that tender tissue. And what you're going to imagine is that when you take a nice breath in, that they float away like pinball flippers, kind of flipping out, and then coming back to their natural state. And over time, as you do this breath and you're doing the belly breath and you're visualizing the sits bones and you're visualizing your tailbone and you're visualizing the labia, you're going to really start to feel finely tuned into your sphincter muscles and the pelvic floor. Once you're all set with that, just practice this breath, this fourfold breath, in and out, nice and slowly, 5 minutes every day. You can come back to this video and have me guide you through it anytime or every time. And once you get the hang of it, please feel free to move on to some of the strength videos or to some of the length videos. And this will give you a very firm foundation so that you know where these muscles are, you understand the sense of where they are, and you can actually feel them as you're doing these exercises, which will help you in the long run. So I hope you found this helpful and useful, and I'll look forward to seeing you and really seeing you in the future in more videos. Take care, friends.